Have you always wanted to act in this kind of gangster comedy genre?
Yeah, I kind of have. I've always wondered what it would be like to be a criminal, be on the wrong side of the law. It's always been a bit of a fascination. I mean, I used to play that when I was a kid. I used to play kind of cops and robbers, and it's fun to kind of, it's a real escape, I think, because it's something that's so far removed from my life. I have the most kind of law-abiding existence. So yeah, I mean, it's just really fun to play in that world, and I obviously always love Snatch. So yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I love the film, and yeah, playing a strong female in that world is really exciting and really different to my real existence. So yeah, it was great.
And is this TV series based quite closely on the movie?
No, not really. I mean, it's a very, I think Alex Durakov, who wrote Snatch, was he had a really strong idea that he wanted it to be very kind of different. I mean, it's a completely different world. It's set in present time. It's completely new characters. I think the only thing that really exists is kind of that essence, that kind of the punchy dialogue, and the kind of style, I think. So yeah, it really is something that's quite different.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of the younger generation as well. I think we were inspired by the film more than anything, and it's kind of our own take on it.
Are you in any way similar to your characters? Because they're quite badly behaved. I just want to find out if there are any similarities at all.
Me personally, no. I think the strong aspect of Lottie, you know, she knows what she wants and she's going to get it. I don't think I do that in the same way, but I certainly know what I want, and that's kind of was my relationship to the character, and why I fell in love with her, is that she's a strong woman. Yeah, I like that.
You're not going to admit to it if there are any similarities.
I don't know. I wouldn't like to admit that, no.
Fair enough.
Charlie's a weird character. I found it quite hard to kind of relate to him, because he's this guy you don't really see very often. He's from a very kind of aristocratic family and a very dysfunctional family. So yeah, I mean, I think you always put a little bit yourself into a character. I'm not sure.
I think your character might be the first ever aristocratic gangster ever.
Yeah.
on TV.
Yeah.
I mean, how did you go about trying to get into character for him? Did you base him on anyone?
No, not really. It kind of just came from Alex's writing, really. It was just a fun idea that this guy is completely, you just wouldn't expect to be there. I mean, he shouldn't really be there. It's not a natural fit for him, but he's desperate to kind of be a part of the gang, and he's constantly trying to justify his position, and he's not very good at it. So yeah, it's fun to kind of play that version of a gangster.
And Phoebe, your mother's a really successful actress, isn't she?
Yeah.
She must be really thrilled with your career that's completely taking off. Did she give you any tips on acting?
Well, her main advice really was just to be nice to everyone and treat everyone really well, and that was what I learnt from my mum. And yeah, keep working hard, and yeah, I learnt that from her. She's awesome.
So the show's been commissioned for Series 2, hasn't it? And I know that you're not exactly sure what's going to happen at the moment, but what would you like to happen to your characters if you could write it? If you could write Series 2, where would you go?
Interesting. I'd quite like Lottie to be doing her own thing a little bit more. You know, in the first series, she's got her eyes on the men, and it'd be quite nice for Lottie to be, you know, a little bit single maybe for a bit. I think that'd be interesting.
I'd like them to spend a bit of the money, and maybe I want Charlie to get a horse.
Okay, you have to spend the money.
I'm sure that can be done. I mean, it's cheap to get horses, right? So
Yeah, I think so.
So were there any scenes that were really hard? Like any particular scenes that stand out that were challenging in any way?
There was a lot of big kind of set pieces, big fight sequences, wasn't there? It was kind of very well choreographed. I didn't actually have a major role in any of those, but yeah, that looked quite tricky.
I remember one of the days or the kind of period that stands out was when we were at the gypsy camp.
Oh God, yeah.
because we had it was so cold and muddy and wet, and we were there for kind of 4 or 5 days a week filming. And that was fun because we were just, it was interesting for sure.
Yeah, it was quite hard work.
Yeah.
It sounds like Glastonbury.
It was a bit like Glastonbury, but yeah, long nights and long days, but we got it done.
So you didn't have to learn any new skills? Because aren't there a lot of guns in this?
There's a few guns, yeah.
There are. I don't think we do shoot a gun.
I never pick up a gun. Oh, I do. I disarm someone. I didn't really learn anything or do any research. You just go tell me what to do.
I had to do a kick.
Oh,
and
that was a good
I had to
kick,
kick you, and I couldn't. That was really difficult. It took about 20 takes
Yeah.
for me to be able to kick you in the chest.
I struggle with the running. There's a lot of running. I'm not the most physical guy.
Can't you get a stunt double to do the running? I'm sure.
I love a running double. I think Daniel Craig has a running double.
So you filmed in Manchester, didn't you?
Yeah.
And you're from Manchester, so
Yeah.
how was that?
It was great. We were actually filming on the old Granada set, which is where my mum used to work. So that was interesting because I used to, I fell in love with acting watching her on set. So to be filming in the same old studios was really cool. So I knew it quite well. So that was awesome.
And this is your first time producing, am I right? What made you decide to go into producing?
I don't know, really. It was something I've always wanted to do, and a side of filmmaking that I've always kind of wanted to experience. And then this kind of came about. I was kind of involved with Snatch from quite an early stage. I met Alex, and he was kind of describing what his vision for Snatch, and I was just really excited to be a part of it. And my role as an executive producer wasn't kind of major. I didn't make any kind of major decisions, but it was really nice to have that opportunity and to kind of be involved in that way.